Hello, I'm John. Welcome back. I've got a tag video for you today. It's the second Tome Around tag, which was created by Julie at Bookish Travels, and I was tagged by Alan at Alan's Reads, and I'm just going to dive right into it. So, number one, a book you bought for its cover. So I don't really buy books for their covers specifically. Like, I looked around to see if there was a book that I had bought just because of the cover, and I'm sure there is one somewhere around here, but I couldn't find one that really fit that. So I really do buy books to read them, but that doesn't mean I'm not drawn in by a good cover. So instead I just grabbed a stack of books to show some covers that I liked. So here is The Milagro Beanfield War. I asked, I got this on I think my second or third book haul on this channel, and I asked if this was a comedy, and nobody ever answered me, so I'm still wondering if this is supposed to be a comedy. So if you know, let me know. Here is A Journal of the Plague Year by Daniel Defoe. I like this cover a lot. I really like these older Signet covers. Let's see. Here's Little Caesar. I've shown this one before too, by W.R. Burnett. I just really like that one. This was a really cheap book too. I think it was $1. But I saw the movie of this, and I knew there was a book, but I'd never seen it before. Here is Slow Freight by F.M. Busby. I keep meaning to read this. This seems really interesting. Let's see. There's like a passing alien ship, and it gets damaged, and then it starts to tear the solar system apart to repair itself. I don't know. It may be really bad. It may be really good. Some of these, I think this is from the 90s, and sometimes science fiction from the 90s can go either way. And I've showed this one before also. It's, let's see, No Doors, No Windows by Harlan Ellison. It's a poor bastard being turned into a brick wall. So that's that's interesting. Science fiction has some of the best covers, older science fiction. Okay, number two, show us an unexpected find. I really wasn't expecting this one, and when I show it to you, you're going to think, yeah, so what? It's just a giant book with nothing on it. It's not what's on it that's important. It's very heavy. So this is the art book, and these go for about $60. Well, they were when I was looking for it, and I looked and looked and looked all over the place. I went to Goodwill one night. Oh, there's Darby. And I found this, and all the hardcover books at that time at Goodwill were $2, and it is nothing but paintings, and it's kind of interesting. They go by last name, so you'll get some really weird juxtapositions between different time periods and different art styles and different mediums also. So they're not all paintings. Some of them are sculptures and art installations, things like that. Of course, there are lots of nudes, so I'm going to try not to show any of them. But I don't know. It's a really, really neat book, and I really, really didn't expect to find it for $2. I have to be careful with this. I don't want to sit it on Darby. Weighs way more than she does. Let's see. Number three. You have a book you enjoy, you bought new, but then you find a used book that has a better cover. Do you get rid of the original? Do you get the second one? Or do you keep both? It depends really on a couple of different factors. So the condition of the book I already have is very important. If it's in rough condition and I can replace it, and I buy all my books used, so I rarely pay more than $3 for a book. I sometimes, since I've had this channel, I think I've bought 2 books for $8 or more. I bought Das Boot for $8.99, and I bought a volume of Clark Ashton Smith's short stories for I think $9. But other than that, I really don't spend very much on a book, so I can usually afford to get a replacement of most books. And I don't mind having doubles for some things. Like I've shown my Alistair MacLean collection. I like having doubles of those, of different covers and the hardcovers and paperbacks. But for most of my books, honestly, I like them just the way they are. So it really just depends on how nice the other book is. And if it's a couple of dollars, I might get it. And then I might just have both of them. I have 2 copies of Dreadnought, for instance. Robert Massey? Yeah, I think Robert Massey. Robert Massey's great book, Dreadnought, which I haven't read. I've read Castles of Steel, which was just great. I mean, really fantastic. So I have the hardcover and the trade paperback of Dreadnought. I haven't read it, though. But I always wanted the big hardcover, and now that I have the big hardcover, the trade paperback is much more handy. So I don't know which one I'll read it in. Okay, number 4. Is there a book series that you have challenged yourself to collect purely from used book or charity shops? Yes, and that is, I'm looking for the last Alistair MacLean novel that I don't have, which is Santorini. I've never seen it in person, and I'm just on the prowl for it whenever I go out. I'm going to find it, because I don't order books, I don't buy new books, I don't even know if any of Alistair MacLean's books are still being printed, and since my other copies are all from the 80s and 70s and 60s, it wouldn't really make sense for me to get a new one. So that's one series. Also, Patrick O'Brien's novels. I'm not really a big series reader, though, so it's just kind of what I get interested in, but I do only buy books in person, and I do only buy them used, so it's been more than a decade, I think, since I bought a new book. It's been quite a while. I think so. I think there might have been one time in all that period where I bought one book new. But anyway, number 5. Show us books you have bought purely for nostalgia reasons. I thought about this one, and I don't think I have a book that really fits that category, because most of the books that I feel nostalgic for, I still have. So, I haven't really bought any more of them. I already have them, so I don't need another one. And I really couldn't think of an example of this, so sorry about that. Number 6. When you buy a used book, but you find out there are a lot of scribbles in it, do you get annoyed? Also, how do you feel when you open a book and there's a note saying something like, "Happy birthday, dear. I hope you enjoy this book"? So, like I said, I buy all my books in person now, so I have a chance to look through them. I don't really like highlighting, and some people are very, very given to marking everything down in pen. So this is Frederick Jameson's Postmodernism, or The Cultural Logic of Late Capitalism, which I found at a Goodwill and bought. But the entire book is taken up with scribbles like this, underlinings and everything. Not the entire book, but several chapters. And I just can't really figure out, they underline so much in this book that it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, in some cases, they've almost underlined every single line from every chapter. And that seems excessive, because I don't know, how are they going to look back and see what's important? So that doesn't really bother me, but it is, I do question what some people are thinking when they underline their books. And let's see. But other than that, it doesn't really bother me. Highlighting kind of bothers me. It just hurts my eyes, really. But ink pen, pencil, that's okay. Here's one I kind of like, as far as the inscription goes. So this is The Cruise of the Raider Wolf by Roy Alexander, by the New Haven, Yale University Press of 1939. And it says, To Elizabeth from Milton, and it's marked out, and then underneath it says George Beater, 1940. And I don't know, I don't mind that at all. I kind of like that. It's interesting to see who had the books before I did. This one also has, well, there's a map in the front. So this is really interesting. This is about a German raiding ship in the First World War, went all around the world. And this is written by someone who was held captive on that ship. So that's, I need to get to that. I've had that for several years. Number 7. When you enjoy a used book, do you keep it, exchange it for a nice pristine new version, or give it back to the charity shop or used bookstore? So if I really liked a book, I keep it. And all of my books go downstairs in my bedroom. So all these books here in this room I haven't read yet. And all the books downstairs in my bedroom I have read. Except I keep a few short story collections down there in case I can't sleep or something. But since all of my books are used books, I kind of don't fit into this question very well, because of course I keep some and I donate others, and I've got a few here over here underneath this desk right over here, and it's, you know, I can't get my legs under there anymore because it's packed with books. But those are books I'm going to sell, and I've been meaning to do that. It rained so much over the last month that I just haven't really, you know, when I wanted to do it, it was pouring down rain, and then I forgot about it, and now that I remembered it again, it's going to rain all this week. So it's actually raining right now. I don't know. It's been thundering and everything, and the dogs are piled up here beside me. But anyway, let's see. I think that's all the questions. Yes, that's all the questions for the second tome around tag. I really like doing this one. And I want to thank Alan for tagging me. And I want to thank Julie for creating this tag. And I want to thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time.